All right, well, welcome. Today we are fortunate to have the audience of Max Commencal from Commencal Bikes. Max, it's great to see you today. I guess first question is, we're in Sydney, what brings you out to Australia?
Why? Because it's a long time I could not come because of the COVID and it was forbidden to come here in Australia. So maybe a little bit more than 2 years. Yeah. And so when we had the opportunity to come, okay. So I said yes, I want to go.
Brilliant.
So I was in the US for the Sea Otter, and so I did the round and said, okay, I want to come to see Kim, the new building.
Perfect.
That's it.
And that's a really good point. So we're sitting here in your Australian headquarters. One of the things, this is the first time I've actually visited this setup. I know you guys have just sort of moved into this new warehouse. But this is the headquarters for Commencal Australia, and I guess one of the things that really kind of surprises me is just how many bikes you have here, how much gear and apparel you have here, the warranty workshop, the level of support you have for a customer. When you think of Commencal, obviously online consumer direct, but yet there's so much here in Australia. It's not just click a bike and wait for it to come from overseas. So. Clearly, the size of the operation is really impressive. Are you happy with how it's all been going so far?
Yeah, you say we are direct to consumer, but we sell also to many shops in Europe. Yeah, okay, right. So we are more direct to consumer, but I don't know if you prefer to order by your bike shop just beside. You can ask him to order, and he can do it too. So we, if we want to work seriously in a country, we have to offer the right service. So we need absolutely to have bikes, to have a big warehouse, to have after sales service, to have people working to help always.
Brilliant. And in terms of the sort of scale of the operation worldwide, is Australia becoming a market that is quite valuable to you guys?
Sure. Europe and the US are bigger than Australia, but we like the country. Sure. First, we like the country. We like many things here. People are nice people. The country is safe, healthy. Okay, all what we like, all what we love. So it's also an honor for us to be here and to be well known, I hope. Yeah.
Awesome.
So.
Brilliant. Now, one of the things I wanted to talk to you about, I know you're very passionate about your racing team, or you have several racing teams, but obviously I'm talking about Amory and whatnot. You just came from Sea Otter last week. The week before that was the opening World Cup in Lords, and obviously so far in the season you're of one race and one big win in the men's. That makes you the fastest bike of 2022. Obviously, congratulations there. How was the atmosphere in the team, and with that momentum to get everything off, are you quite excited at the position you're in?
I have to say, the team is super important for us. Not for the image, also because we love it. We like to be with the riders. We like to prepare the competition, the organization, the logistic, all of that. We love it for the race. But it's also we have an R&D department only concerned by the race, and where the goal is just to make the fastest bike, the best bikes, and so we learned a lot. We can have I don't know how to say a lot of know-how that we can get by the competition. So it's something complete, okay. And the team is also important for the brand and for if we want to be strong, to be the best, or to try to be the best, okay, we have to do it.
So that racing DNA filters down, know-how filters down into the production bikes. We see.
Clearly.
I like that a lot.
Clearly, and with and we want to have I don't know, value, okay, with the quality of the bike, the reliability of the bikes, we don't do carbon on our bikes, etc., etc. Okay, I think that we are a brand, so we have something to say. We are not here to copy or to make the same thing than the others.
You just touched on a point that I really wanted to ask you. This is the first time I've actually met you in the flesh, or that we've crossed paths. And one of the things that's always struck me as the most unique thing about Commencal, and I can't think of another brand of this size, is that you don't do carbon. It's all alloy, and you do it bloody well. I mean, the success of the bikes, the amount of bikes we see out there, and yet only alloy. Tell us a bit about that decision to go exclusive alloy. Are you tempted to try and make some really expensive model in carbon, or you just like, how come the choice of always alloy?
It's a long thing to explain. But if you want to be quick to explain that, first remain that to make carbon frame, the carbon frame are made for 99% of them in really bad conditions. All right, it's clear. You go in China, if you go to China to see how they work, okay, never you will buy a carbon frame, never. So it was in 2008, 9. Okay, I went to China to see the production because we did some carbon frame for testing. When I saw that, I said, stop. I do not want to do it anymore. It's made by petrol. It's not recyclable. And the benefit that you can get with a carbon frame
is minimal, isn't it?
Is nothing. Okay, is nothing. With the aluminum frame, you can change your geometry. You can change one tubing. You can change many things, anytime you want. For each bike, and for the riders and for the team, maybe we can be able to make 10 different frames in a season. Just to be sure that we can get the excellence.
So just constantly refining, making little revisions, getting better performance, making more speed.
Sure. You can see, for example, that for if you want to have a bike, pedaling bike, you can lose a lot of energy only with the suspension or the rigidity of the frame or the wheels or the tires. Okay, it's much better to work on that to get the best performance than to want to save 100 or 200 or 400 grams.
That's really interesting. I guess one of the other advantages that I thought you might touch on, but it's interesting you didn't, is that the value for money. Obviously, aluminium is a little bit more affordable in terms of the price point of a carbon, and does that, being able to offer even better value for money to your customer, is that another sort of piece of the success story of Commencal?
I can promise you that our aluminum frame costs much more than the basics and usual carbon frames.
Really?
Sure.
In the production cost?
In the production. Sure, be sure. I think that our aluminum frame are made in the best factories to make aluminum, okay, and all the details at the production, on the details of the tubing, on the cost for all the molds cost a lot. It's more exclusive. Each bike is made one by one,
That's interesting. Tell me a bit about the other benefit of having a high quality aluminium frame is that warranties become much smaller. But that's one thing I noticed when we walked through here. You have a lot of parts, there's a lot of staff working on bikes and dealing with Australian customers and their needs. Is offering that level of support something that's really important for you guys, especially because you do have a large aspect of the business as direct to consumer, being able to offer that fast support to Australia?
I will ask you a question. Do you know what we call the Commencal Care?
The Commencal Care? I don't believe I do.
You don't know that?
Not yet.
It's simple. Remain that you buy a bike from us, direct or by a dealer, any way you want. Any problem you have, you can go in any bike shop you have to take care of something in warranty or I don't know, or if you are not able to assemble by yourself the bike, or if you have a problem, okay, you go to this shop, we pay.
Yeah, right.
It's clear.
Commencal.
We pay.
Yeah, okay.
Commencal care. We take care of our customer. Okay, like for all the things that we could do by ourselves if we had a shop. Okay, we do it. But by the shop you can choose, and we'll do it.
Is that something that you offer on top? Like you can tick a box and it costs a bit more, or it comes with every bike?
Everybody.
Really? Wow, that's really good. I wasn't aware of that before.
And that's push us to have the best quality. Okay, always. Always, all the staff is taking care of, because we do not want to have trouble.
I like that. Now, another thing that I think really sets Commencal apart, a lot of our readership we know have kids of their own, or little kids and whatever. But your range of kids and youth bikes is second to none. Not just like low value, but for like from the 12-inch all the way through 20, 24. I mean, it's an extensive range, and the part spec, the detail of the frame is just absolutely amazing. How come you guys focus so heavily on that area? I mean, I think it's fantastic. My kid himself he's on his second Commencal now. But what is one of the motivators for you to focus so heavily on that sort of side of the market?
Because in the world, or in the, I don't know, in the philosophy, some things are just evidence. Okay? Before, all the bicycle brands was thinking that for kids it was absolutely necessary to make cheap bikes, because when they grow, you have to change the bike every year or every 2 years. But it's not the truth. For your kids, you can wish for them the best. If you love your kids, you do it, you take the best for them. Secondly, today, with the online, or you can sell in second hand the bike when your kid grows. So at the end, if you have a good bike, the sales in second hand will be easy. So finally, the real cost is the difference between the price you buy and the price you sell after. So we just have to make the best bike possible for the kids, and we'll continue. We'll go at the top of the top of the top for the kids.
I mean, as I said, for me being a dad, it's so cool to see a brand that puts that much development and design into a 24-inch bike like the Meta 24.
Sure.
Like the frame is epic. It's every bit as good as the 27.5 or 290 in my opinion. So it's so cool to see those the top end high bikes kind of shrunk almost, so that we can share the trail with our kids.
Absolutely.
I think that's awesome.
What happened at the beginning, it was what was the most difficult was to find the components for kids. It was not easy to find the good brakes, okay, or the good wheels, or the good tires. I don't know, all the components, or the right length for the cranks, etc. Or also derailleur. But we have pushed a lot our suppliers, and now step by step we start to have good forks, good cranks, all of that we can find. The only thing that we was able to make by ourselves was the frame, handlebar, stem, but that's what all. We do not make our forks or shocks. But now, step by step, some suppliers work also to make good components for kids.
That's so awesome to see your commitment there. Again, like you were saying, your OE suppliers on SRAM have those like little mini Eagle drivetrains and whatnot, and the little cranks. I think it's awesome. I think I'd love to see more brands doing it, but I think it's awesome that you guys are kind of leading the pack in that area. Now, the other thing I want to ask you about, Max, is EBikes. Obviously, we have Evolution magazine's a huge part of our business and our storytelling. How has EBikes been for Commencal so far, and are you finding that the Australian consumer are kind of gravitating toward those pedal assist EMTB?
Since the beginning, we love e-bike. We love the idea of the e-bike, because what we love in the bike is not to suffer on the bike, okay? It's to have fun on the bike.
The experience, yeah.
To have fun on the bike, it's cool, okay? And you can ride with your your family, with your girlfriend or your wife. You can ride with your, okay. So to have fun, and the e-bike clearly is top. We so since 2013, okay, we test a lot of e-bikes and engines. So we have assembled e-bikes with a lot of different engines and motors and systems. And but we didn't want to sell that before we could be sure that the after-sales service, the quality, be top.
Yeah.
So the first brand we have started to work with was I think 3 or 4 years ago now, and it was with a Shimano engine.
Of course. Yeah.
And with the after-sales Shimano service, and now okay, now we'll have before the end of the year bikes with a Bosch engine, and I'm quite sure that in the next years our offer of e-bikes and offer of normal bikes will be the same.
Oh wow.
Okay, so you will be able to choose a short travel, long travel, or different style of bike with or without engine.
That's exciting.
And with or without different batteries, different kind of engines. Okay.
That's exciting that you've got those in the pipeline.
Yes.
The vision and the plans there, and those are all customization parts. It's really exciting
clearly.
to hear. Now, one of the other things I wanted to talk to you about, and I was curious as to see if this is maybe a little part of what brought you to Australia this trip. The race team is wearing Darko. Darko being an Australian, rapidly becoming an Australian iconic brand, generating and gaining a lot of success now, and a lot of that is the fact that the team is obviously wearing it. We saw Amory and we're on the podium at round one. We saw Pom Pom at World Championships on the podium. Just fantastic to see a little Aussie brand in the shining lights like that. Is it cool for you guys to be able to work with a smaller company like Darko that really is doing huge things right now around the world?
I think that since the beginning, the relationship with Darko has been strong. For sometimes, we don't know why, but they are Australian, but they speak French. So that has been something that has helped the relationship. We were also starting the business in Australia. So at the beginning we had common warehouse and office, and step by step we like really how they work. I think they like also how we work. So when we can help them, when they can help us, we do it. And yes, it's a good, really good relationship.
That sounds like a brilliant partnership. Well, Max, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today. Obviously, the entire current Commencal range can be found online, commencal.com.au, or you can come into Sydney and check them out in the flesh. Make sure your size and everything fits. Mate, thanks all the best. Enjoy the rest of the trip.
Thank you.